Hey everyone, Brian here from Vintage Classic Specialist. Happy Friday everyone. Time for another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. This is our daily show where we talk about what happened here today in our little VW Restoration shop in Orange, California. So, why don't we jump right in and see what happened today. Let's start with this beauty here. This unbelievably bright orange, Signal orange is the actual name of the color. It's a Porsche color and a VW color. Ghia, 1970. Anyway, so today this puppy finally got all of its undercoating done. So this area underneath here, the under tank area, I guess you'd call it. So in this car, we actually painted the fender wells, so they're still painted. So pretty much did the front area here, and then the whole, I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, the whole underside of the chassis is done. Yeah, look at that. Beauty, right? Yeah, anyway. And then kind of the back here, like the frame horns. And so we did paint all up underneath here, so that's all looking good. But then, yeah, basically the chassis and all that got undercoated, and then again the underside, frame horns, stuff like that. So yeah, it looks super clean. And again, we use very nice high quality undercoating made by Transtar. It's it's kind of typical as far as being like rubberized and obviously having some texture to it. Goes on really nice and seems to be pretty durable. So there you go, big step for this guy. And let's see here. I don't think anything happened on its interior inside the car today. So right now, Santiago has, of course, done the headliner, which I showed the other day, but I don't get tired of looking at his headliners. So there you go. And the carpet, he kind of like roughed out all the pieces. They still need the binding on them, but we're waiting to do the final selection of the binding. So the binding is like the cloth that kind of goes around the edge of the pieces of carpet. So that we'll decide on the exact color for that once the owners finalize their color or colors for the interior, so that we'll make sure that the carpet binding is complementary to the seat upholstery, door panels, etc., because we don't want to choose a sort of brown color or something that's going to clash with the seats and door panels. So just kind of waiting on that. But yeah, the pieces are all essentially cut out and kind of like just temporarily tacked in for fitting purposes and stuff like that. So yeah, once we get the finalized upholstery materials, colors, then we'll pick out the binding, and then he can go ahead and finish the carpet kit. And then of course there's a lot of vinyl in these that goes in back here, although those areas might end up being leather. We'll see. So that's another decision that the owners are making, is whether they want to go leather or vinyl. So yeah, we'll see. But in the meantime, Santiago is of course working on the seats, and there's still, even without the upholstery material, there's still a lot of work to do. Maybe I'll show you guys tomorrow if I end up doing a video. But yeah, he's basically doing all the foam and so on covering on the seats, on the seat frames and stuff now, so that when we do have the finalized material, then he can start making and installing the covers. So yeah, lots happening on the upholstery on this one today as far as the seats, but nothing on the car here that I can show you at the moment. But of course, Rene did all the undercoating today. So yeah, this car is going to be ready to start. Well, I mean, I guess we've already kind of started building it. I think I forgot to mention the other day in my absence earlier this week, the wiring harness from Bob at Wiring Works showed up, and looks like Rafa went ahead and ran that earlier this week. I think I forgot to mention it the other day when I was kind of talking about what he did when I was not here. So yeah, that's in, and of course there's part of the wiring harness runs under here, so that's got to be done before the carpet. So that's done, and then there's wires up in here for the dome light and stuff like that. So yeah, this build is actually started. once the carpet and stuff is done, then we can pretty much park this car in the shop somewhere where it won't have to move, and start building it. Pretty soon it'll be at the stage of this one here before we know it. We may go ahead when Santiago's done with the carpet, because that needs to go outside to do that because he's spraying upholstery glue. So it'll go outside, during the day when he's doing that. And then once that's done and it comes back in here permanently, we may put it where the barn door bus is, because that's a good spot as far as being able to sit and not be in the way of anything. And this guy will probably be firing it up with the motor actually in the car now. The motor's already been run, it's been dyno tested, etc., but hasn't been run in the car yet. So that may happen next week. And at that point, this bus is very close to moving on its own, under its own power. So anyway, my point being that the orange Ghia will probably go in this spot, because this is a really good spot to build a car in our little tiny shop. Actually, these 3 spots here are really good because they're not really in the way of anything, and they can sit there for as long as needed up on jack stands or whatever. So what about me? What did I do today? So first thing pretty much I did was I went ahead and I wanted to take this car on one last drive, and took it on my 6 or 7 mile loop around Orange. It did amazing, felt great, and communicated that to the owner, and he is making arrangements for the bus to be picked up. I think probably like next week it'll be picked up. And so I went ahead, and he had some spare parts that we didn't end up using and stuff like that. So I sort of neatly packed all that stuff inside the car, and went through our container, and there was a shelf over here labeled with his name on it that had some parts. So yeah, all that stuff now is neatly packed away inside here for this beauty's journey home, which happens to be in the Seattle area. So I will try and do a thorough walk around video of this bus before it leaves. So got a little while, but yeah, I need to do it soon, because before we know it, it's going to be gone. Speaking of things leaving, the green 67 bus that we ended up doing almost a full interior on, and a bunch of windows and safaris and stuff like that, it actually left today. And I think we've had 4 cars leave in the last 6 or 7 days. The black oval window and I believe the 69 Van Halen bug both left Saturday. And then I think maybe Tuesday when I was out, that blue bug that I primarily did a rear suspension adjustment on it left. And then today the 67 bus left. So yeah, pretty good week as far as getting cars back to their owners. So literally 4 cars over the course of I guess less than a week. So yeah, pretty good. So now I need to go through my very long wait list and see who we're going to have bring in what next. So if you're on that list, then we'll see. Hopefully we'll be getting you in soon. But okay, so anyway, back to what I did today. So took this one for a drive, put all the stuff in there, all squirreled away for its trip home, which is probably happening in the next week or less. And then I turned my attention to the mini monster here, as I've started calling these little small souped up motors, like the 1500cc 36 here, which is actually 65 horse for the barn door. So kind of turned my attention back to this one, which is of course a 1699cc 40 horse kind of, that is for the one family 64 Beetle. So the reason I say it's kind of a 40 horse, well, it's going to have a hell of a lot more power than 40 horse. Case is 40 horse, pistons and cylinders are 1600 stuff, so 85.5 millimeter, counterweighted 74 millimeter crank. But then the heads, the trick we did was to put on basically single port heads. So these heads would have been off like say a 1600 single port. So still looks like a 40 horse as far as, being single port, although the manifolds would look a little bit different, but most people wouldn't notice. And numbers matching to the car, which is super cool. And yeah, you know, the cool 40 horse pump, etc. Still 6 volts, the most cool looking generators, which are of course the little 6-volt guys. And this is just a placeholder. I did some research, and the distributor that this one is going to be getting, which I have again done some research and found that they are supposed to run really well with dual cadrons, is an 019 distributor. So I ordered that from our friend Marcel at VWNOS, literally VWNOS.com. You can check them out if you need a rebuilt distributor, or among many other things that they sell. Check those guys out. So yeah, I ordered the distributor. This one, again, it's just a placeholder, because the other thing that I did today, what I did on this today was I installed the fuel pump. Had to get a standoff because his came out in pieces when I took this motor apart. So installed that, and then that let me start figuring out the routing of the hose here, or excuse me, the line, the hard line for the dual carbs. So if you remember right, what I did was I started with the, God, I can't even talk, guys. The Okrasa dual carb hard fuel line, which Wolfsburg West sells, because, you know, it's already got the line coming from the pump and the T in it. But it's, of course, shaped totally different for this motor because it's made for an Okrasa 36 horse, which, of course, the fuel pump's over here, and the fuel inlet on the carburetors is in like a totally different place and stuff. But, you know, it basically had 3 legs to it that were all adequately long, and it had a nice T in it. So kind of use that as the foundation for the fuel line here. And spent a while kind of mocking it up in different locations, and this is finally what I came up with here. Pretty happy with how it looks overall. So basically ended up picking up, and I'm not sure I'm going to use these clamps, but for now these might be placeholders, or I might actually use these, but basically clamped it here on the upper coil mounting bolt, and then here on the upper fan shroud mounting bolt. And then that's pretty much it. I had to tweak this hose here a lot to get it to go to this fuel pump, because again, normally it's made to go down to the fuel pump on a 36 horse, which sits more over here. And then totally changed the ends of it here as far as bending those. But yeah, pretty happy with how they came out, and they clear the air cleaners and kind of hug the fan shroud out here, which I think looks pretty decent. So yeah, there you go. And then on the inlet side, of course, we'll just use the regular 40 horse hard line, which will sit about like that. And yeah, so I'm still waiting on, these are not the air cleaners we're going to run. I'm waiting on the old school looking air cleaners from Caddyshack, and then I'm also waiting on the linkage from them. But, you know, in the meantime, just trying to do as much as I can on this motor. And I'm almost thinking that I might put on the linkage that these carburetors came with, and even run like this 009 distributor here, and go ahead and finish this motor up to the point where I can like do the cam break-in and stuff like that on it, so that when those air cleaners and linkage come in, I can pretty much swap those in, and then the motor is already ready to go in the car. So we'll see, guys. I might do that, because after talking to Jeff at Caddyshack, it seems like the air cleaners and linkage might be a couple more weeks out, and this motor is actually extremely close to being ready to be fired up, especially now that I've kind of got the routing of the fuel line figured out. These manifolds are actually mounted for good on here now. Before, they were just kind of sitting there, so they're mounted in with their crush washers. Hardware everywhere there should be now. I put on these little deflectors down here. So yeah, this thing is coming right along. Carburetors are still just sitting on the manifolds, but again, the manifolds themselves are like bolted down for real. Exhaust is bolted down for real. Fan shroud and generator bolted down for real. So moving right along. So guys, I believe that is it for today. I don't actually know if I'll be in tomorrow, because we might end up heading to San Diego to see my mom, who, again, if you follow the channel, you know she's in rehab. And Easter is, of course, this weekend. So we may try and go down there and see her in the rehab facility on Easter. I'm not sure yet. So there may or may not be an episode tomorrow, guys. So thank you for your patience here. The episodes are going to be a little sporadic here while this whole stuff is going on. But anyway, so thank you as always for watching. And again, really heartfelt thank you to all you guys who sent all the well wishes and stuff for my mom's recovery. Really means a lot. And one way or another, we will see you again soon. Bye.